From Studio A, this is WTAP News at 6.
A man in Mason County is accused of hitting his son over pizza toppings. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. Our top story tonight. A Mason County man is accused of hitting his son because he wouldn't eat the toppings on his pizza. Kevin Durst is charged with child abuse resulting in injury. He allegedly hit his 8-year-old son multiple times, including on the stomach. Deputies say it appeared the child had a mark on his side consistent with a handprint. The boy also reportedly had bruises on his legs, arms, and both his ears. Deputies say the boy's mother brought him to the Mason County Sheriff's Office to file a report. The boy's father was taken to jail and released on bond. Turning to the weather now, a drier, sunnier day. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with the first look at your forecast. Kirk.
It's pretty pleasant. We have a lower relative humidity, and as a result, clearer skies and less of that sticky feeling. When we take a look at our current situation outside, the Jan Dills Marietta Skycam atop the Lafayette Hotel says 82 degrees, feels like 83. The relative humidity is 52%. Winds out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour, and the barometer 29.96 inches and falling most recently. The radar satellite composite shows we had clear skies for the majority of the day, but now clouds are beginning to work their way in. Some showers down to the south of us have not really entered our area. They've formed on a front to our south. Looking at the day planner at 8 o'clock tonight, it'll be partly cloudy and 79. At 8 a.m. tomorrow morning will be about 69 and start with partly cloudy skies. But increasing clouds and the return of humidity means we could see some showers or possibly a pop-up storm by 5 o'clock. More likely it'll be later on in the evening. But we'll get to the rest of the forecast when I return in just a few minutes. Phyllis?
Thank you, Kirk. Cinemark speaks out about what happened with a special needs girl and her family when they went to the movies at the Huntington Mall. Saturday, the family of 12-year-old Charlie Davis went to the theater to see Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. She suffers from shaken baby syndrome, which left her blind and quadriplegic, and it makes it hard for her to breathe. The family says a manager told them to leave during the movie because patrons complained about her loud breathing. In a statement, Cinemark says the family was asked to leave and says the theater manager offered them a full refund and a private screening of the movie. But Cinemark says the family refused both those options and then left the theater. A section of northbound Interstate 77 is still shut down in Jackson County. Crews are trying to clean up after a tractor trailer hauling fertilizer caught fire overnight. Traffic on I-77 northbound is currently being detoured off exit 146 at Silverton onto Green Hills Road to Route 21 north and back to I-77 at Rockport. Jackson County Sheriff Tony Boggs says the truck was hauling fertilizer when it caught fire just north of the Silverton exit 146. A hazardous materials team has been there throughout the day, along with the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection. It's still unclear when the interstate will reopen. No injuries have been reported. U.S. Senator Joe Manchin honors a Vienna police officer and visits a firearms sales and training store in a visit to Wood County this afternoon. Manchin joined area law enforcement and Vienna officials in honoring Patrolman Adam Jones. Jones, the resource officer at Jackson Middle School, responded to a threat of an active shooter on June 7th, the last day of school. Jones recommended a lockdown and that students doing outdoors activities be brought inside. Manchin says what happened shows the need for more school resource officers.
He carries a gun. He's prepared to defend and put his life in front of any child to save them. And this is what we have. We need this in every school, every school, whether it be kindergarten, whether it be grade school, middle school, high school. Every school should have a prevention resource officer. They're trained, they're prepared, they're ready to do the job, and they get continuing training.
Manchin also visited Henderson Wilds, a firearms sales store that provides weapons training to its customers and to local law enforcement. He says he continues to support what he calls reasonable gun laws. He also visited Williamstown to celebrate the opening of a new restaurant called the Yellow Jacket. Parents aren't the only ones getting back to school supplies this time of year. Teachers are also gearing up for the classroom. Some teachers are getting help from People's Bank. The bank is donating school supplies to 8 area teachers from both Ohio and West Virginia. Nearly $1,200 worth of supplies was donated to each teacher. It's money that would normally come out of a teacher's pocket.
I have a few friends that are teachers, and I do hear them say every year, you know, they love what they do, but they also have to put a lot of money into supplies and decorations for their classroom, and that's a lot of stuff that they have to pay out of pocket.
The donations are part of the Hometown Heroes program. It gives back to those that give to the community, like first responders and teachers. A Harrison County airport frequently used by Mid-Ohio Valley travelers is gearing up for some major upgrades. The North Central West Virginia Airport outside Bridgeport is continuing to grow and attract more flyers from around the state. More than 9,500 people flew through the airport last month. A new multi-million-dollar terminal project has been in the works for the last several months because of the growth.
Best summer that we've ever had as far as employments. We're going to have over 65,000 O&D passengers, which people coming in and out this year. So, I mean, it's certainly, you know, last year we had just a little less than 50.
Officials expect to have the work completed by next summer as long as funding doesn't become an issue. It would be just in time to accommodate the airport's busy summer travel season. The Wood County Commission gets an optimistic report on area tourism. The Visitors and Convention Bureau told commissioners hotel and motel occupancy for the first half of 2018 is up by 30,000 visitors from the same period last year. A pickup in oil and gas activity and increased tourism are some of the reasons for the increase. It's an occupancy tax revenue increase of more than $41,000. The Bureau plans to use that money to promote the Mid-Ohio Valley even further.
The increased revenue to the CVB means that we will be able to expand our marketing efforts significantly in 2019. Our focus, as always, is on the leisure tourism market, the leisure traveler, and we're working to build a base that will remain after the gas business starts to pull back again.
He says the Bureau has already run advertising in several cities, including Columbus and Pittsburgh. The Commission also authorized bids to remove some trees near Veterans Park by the airport. And speaking of trees, Marietta has a small, dedicated crew to watch over the city's 3,000-plus trees. The tree commissioner member Ellie LaFollette says last year's dry season, along with this year's wet weather, has wreaked havoc on trees in the area. She says this summer the city picked up another vendor to help out with trimming, cutting down stumps, and other tree maintenance.
The city owns one bucket truck, but it's not very tall, and it's very old and cranky, and so we've been looking for other people to help us with that, and there's been a real shortage of it until this year, but another vendor has come on board, and he's got the big equipment and the time, and we're looking forward to working with him. The beauty of this city is just enhanced tremendously by our trees, and the responsibility of our group is to see that that job is done every year.
Marietta has been designated a tree city by the National Arbor Day Foundation for 39 years. Taking reading into the 21st century, a bookmobile stops in the area to promote reading books on electronic devices. A digital bookmobile was at the Parkersburg Wood County Library today to promote e-reading and audiobooks. The company that owns the bus is called Overdrive. It promoted apps you can use to read a book on electronics. Workers from the library were also there to show that many of these digital options are available through the library.
That's something that a lot of people don't realize that you can do at, the Parkersburg and Wood County Library. We can all help you. We're all trained on computers. We're all trained on these gadgets and gizmos. And so just come on by to the library and you can either make an appointment and come down whenever you want, or just stop on by. Someone should be able to help you and teach you step by step.
Today's visit was one stop on a nationwide tour to promote this kind of reading. Still ahead, schools learn from police officers what to do in case the worst were to happen this school year. Get the details next at 6.